Coming up on This Week in Torrance, the city reviews maps for potential transition to district elections.
And Assistant Fire Chief Steve Trescas shares his story of strength in honor of National Prayer Day.
Then a new business in town is hiring more than 200 employees.
Plus, the first time ever Anime Fest takes place right here in Torrance. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. City officials, for the first time, looked at maps submitted by the public for the potential transition to district elections. A representative from the National Demographics Corporation went through the maps with council. 16 residents submitted 25 proposed maps, and of those, 4 of them are partial maps with 1 to 3 districts. NDC added 3 maps to ensure a full range of options. Many of the maps were identical and very similar in certain districts. The maps were placed in groups. Then council expressed the maps that could potentially work and ones they won't be moving forward with. The purpose of these public hearings is so the city can potentially decide whether they want to transition from at-large to district elections. Many council members liked maps that were easier for community members to understand the districts. Maps 122 and 127 were maps many council members agreed would be a great option since the lines were clearer on major streets. It would also be the least amount of changes. The next meeting is on May 22nd, but people have until May 14th at 5:30 to submit more maps.
There was also another public hearing held to discuss the city's budget and Torrance's financial state. A 5-year projection of revenues and expenses shows that the city is healthy and will potentially see revenue growth. This hearing was the first of 2 that will be held for the second year of the 2017 to 2019 operating budget. During the meeting, officials say Del Amo Fashion Center and new businesses opening in Torrance contributed to a big portion of the budget. The boulevard is home to many dealerships and renovations are still underway at them. The finance department also mentioned that roadway improvements continue throughout the city, which include slurry sealing, sidewalks, curbs, and gutters. Officials also discussed the 5 largest revenue sources of the general fund, which sales tax being the highest. Torrance is the 4th highest sales tax producer in Los Angeles County. In 2017 alone, there were nearly 14,000 active business licenses, with business license tax making up $10.4 million. Pension costs also continue to increase. The second hearing will be held on May 15th.
Also during City Council, officials shared a study supporting various changes happening across the city when it comes to fees for services. Council unanimously approved staff recommendation to establish a master fee schedule for more than 500 services offered by the city. The finance staff presented a fee study was performed to update the cost of service and existing fee structures. They also approved minimum and maximum fees for community services, discretionary fees, and adopting new ones. There are 2 types of fees in the city: non-discretionary, which includes fees such as building permits, planning, construction review, fire prevention fees, and police services, while discretionary has to do with recreation and cultural arts programs and airport and facility rentals. Overall, city fees are approximately 50% of the cost to provide the service. New fees from various services across the city were announced, and some of the restructuring ones were approved. For example, fees for annual fire inspections will reflect the size and type of the facility instead of the type of staff member performing the inspection. When a resident has an appeal for City Council, they will now be charged $750 rather than $288. The last time a fee schedule was reviewed in 2009, and the new fees would be implemented on July 1st. If you would like to get more information, it will be available on torranceca.gov.
The city's Community Services Department is moving forward with installing new equipment at one of Torrance's most popular parks. City Council approved unanimously for funding that would bring a new playground to Wolfson Park. This is one of many exciting activities that locals will be able to take advantage of, along with its new splash pad. The project is part of the city's capital improvement project that replaces the playground equipment at various parks throughout the city. City made it a top priority to get feedback from locals at 3 community meetings. A sneak peek of the equipment shows there will be benches, a rock wall, new concrete pathways, and wood chips.
20 new faces are on display on the city's Hometown Heroes banners. As part of the 2018 Hometown Heroes Military Recognition Banner Program, Mayor Patrick Fury announced the new names that are on banners honoring local men and women in the armed forces who have served or are serving. Families and friends packed the chamber to see their loved ones get honored during the city council meeting. One of the selected honors went to Torrance police officer Stuart Scott, who served in the Navy. Every year, the banners are installed to coincide with the city's Armed Forces Day celebrations. To date, there are 130 Hometown Heroes banners that have been created. The 2019 application period will start in October. Well, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce will get recognized at the state capitol this month. The chamber will receive the President's Circle Award, a distinction given to 28 of the state's 549 chambers of commerce. This award was first presented in 2009. President and CEO of the chamber, Donna Duperon, will travel with Laurie Brandt, chairwoman of the board for the chamber, to the Cal Chamber Summit. At the same summit, Chef Michael Schaefer, owner of the Depot Restaurant in Torrance, will be recognized as well with the Small Business Advocate of the Year Award. The event will feature a breakfast with Governor Jerry Brown, and approximately 1,500 people from all over the state will be in attendance. In 2016, the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce received the same award.
Well, your eyes weren't playing tricks on you if you saw a herd of goats in town. The City of Torrance hired a contractor to bring 200 goats for weed abatement. As the goats enjoy munching on weeds all day long, they are also helping the city stay environmentally friendly. The goats help with removing weeds along with fire prevention. Their first stop was the Walteria Reservoir. You can find them next at Elm Avenue off Maricopa, via Corona Hillside, and a small property between Newton and Bluff Street. City officials say this year is a bit different. If you visit the goats, they have a herd and guard dog to protect them from coyotes.
Grazing animals in general are very great for the health of the soil. The way they stomp down the grass and fertilize it, it creates a mini ecosystem and mulches it down at the same time and makes it much better, every year in succession.
The goats used from Fire Grazers, Inc. are free-range their whole lives. A well-sized herd can complete a job in a single day that would take 2 or 3 times as long with a landscaping crew. Also, the goats can graze even the steepest hillsides and areas that can pose serious risks even to professional landscapers. They sure are cute, Ben. We also visited the goats. You can watch the live video on the city's Facebook page.
2018 marks the 59th year the City of Torrance will host an Armed Forces Day celebration. And this year, the featured military branch is the United States Marine Corps. Beginning May 18th through the 20th, you can enjoy everything from a concert, exhibits, to a highlight of the weekend, the parade. Torrance is one of the few cities nationwide sanctioned by the Department of Defense to honor our armed forces, and it marks the nation's longest-running military parade sponsored by any city. If you would like to be a part of the tradition, head to torranceca.gov for all the details. Still ahead, a local first responder speaks about his story of survival.
Plus, you won't want to miss the tunes of Bob Dylan. You're watching This Week in Torrance. We'll be back in just a minute.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
As a band, we try to make music that will fill the world with happiness. It's a magical thing getting to do what you love and seeing the way it affects the feelings of others. But there are still some people that want to fill the world with pain.
Online bullying can be stopped, however. We can all work together to fix it. This emoji is in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard.
Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing and it's not cool.
Let's fill the world with music and love and beauty instead of anger and hate.
Join us and become a witness.
When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
A local first responder is recognized for his courage and strength. Torrance Fire Department Assistant Chief Steve Trescas was the honorary speaker at the 20th Annual South Bay chapter of the National Day of Prayer held at the Torrance Marriott. It was hosted by the Journey of Faith Church. Trescas talked about his passion to become a first responder when he was hired by the department in 1993. During the event, he talked about how his faith helped him and his wife survive the tragic Las Vegas shooting in October 2017, where he survived several gunshot wounds. The National Day of Prayer is an annual observance inviting people of all faiths to pray for the nation. It takes place on the first Thursday of May. Trescas was also on a special segment of This Week in Torrance called Las Vegas Aftermath. You can find that video on Torrance CitiCable's YouTube page.
Well, hundreds of music lovers packed the Torino Plaza to enjoy their favorite Bob Dylan tunes. For the 28th year now, Andy Hill, Renee Safier, and Hard Rain wowed the crowds performing music from the rock singer and songwriter Bob Dylan. Over 50 musicians hit the stage and jammed out during the 8-hour-long concert at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. Andy and Renee say this all began as a labor of love for the icon's music. And from a small backyard concert in 1991, Dylan Fest has grown to an annual affair attracting people from across the country.
So we play a lot of gigs in the South Bay, and a lot of our fan base is here. But this year we have people in the audience from England, Wisconsin, Alaska, Delaware. We have a performer from Italy. So people come from far and wide. I know we have some Texans, people that came from Texas.
I went to the first Dylan Fest in Andy's backyard 28 years ago, and I think there are about 25 people there. This is wonderful. This is a wonderful gathering. You know, in the difficult times that we're living in right now, it's really great to see music that is uplifting.
The event is held the first Sunday of May.
Fans of the anime culture came out in large numbers for the first Anifest affair right here in Torrance. Nearly 2,000 people attended, making it a sold-out event. There were 6 food booths, over 50 vendors, and 36 artists. Anime, which originated in Japan, has become a big attraction with conventions all over the world. It's not uncommon to see fans dressed up as their favorite Japanese characters with vibrant colors and fantastical themes. Anifest was created by a small group online called the Japanese Cultural Exposition Group. They hosted their festival at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center and hope to make this an annual event. Anifest is an opportunity for anime enthusiasts to interact with exhibitors, artists, talents, and industry members.
Today's festival is really bringing out anime culture and Japanese pop culture. We wanted to bring the whole community together. We actually started out on Facebook as a little group that wanted to just hang out with each other, but then since it's grown so much in the community, we actually wanted to make a real live event for it. So now here we are.
Torrance was chosen as the host city because of its roots with the Japanese American community and a long history of cultural events. Anifest is the only anime-inspired festival in the South Bay. For more information, visit anifest.org.
A new business coming to Torrance is also looking to hire. The 115th Dave & Buster's location is opening right here in Torrance next month. Company officials announced that it's looking to hire more than 200 people. Positions include servers, bartenders, hosts, line cooks, game techs, and much more. The new location is 41,000 square feet of entertainment, including food service, cocktails, and hundreds of the latest arcade games. There will also be a state-of-the-art sports bar, and if you're wondering what some of the perks are, well, Dave & Buster's has great benefits and internal promotion opportunities. Interested candidates can apply at daveandbusters.com/careers.
A popular pizza chain is offering much more than just an assortment of food. Pizza Hut is expanding their pilot program to test out the delivery of beer along with your favorite pizza to more than 100 locations in Arizona and California. One of the 6 cities includes Los Angeles. It is partnered up with Miller Coors, and the beer selection is limited to 6 packs of Coors Light, Blue Moon, and Miller High Life. The delivery person will have a custom cooler to keep your drinks cold. Pizza Hut has 6,300 stores in the United States. A new recall could put you at danger while prepping your next meal. 19,000 Sharper Image vegetable slicers and Frigidaire mandolin slicers are on notice as potentially dangerous tools. They were sold at Kohl's, Target, or Macy's, along with 12 different retailers online. Purchases done in-store between May 2017 and April 2018 are included in the recall. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, blades used in the popular kitchen gadget used to slice and dice vegetables may detach and injure the user. The mandolin slicers use 2 sharp blade attachments, and there have been reports of different consumers claiming the recall. Consumers who have these devices are eligible for a $15 Visa gift card. Premier Kitchen Products has advised home cooks to stop using these products and contact the company by phone or email.
May marks National Electrical Safety Month. Southern California Edison is encouraging people to be safe and teach those at home all about it. According to the Electrical Safety Foundation International, 2,400 children in the United States are treated for injuries caused by electrical outlets each year, and nearly a third of parents with young children don't have their outlets child-proofed. It's recommended to go over house rules such as keep and use electrical appliances away from water, dry your hands thoroughly before reaching for anything powered by electricity, never put fingers or objects in electrical outlets. Electricity can be dangerous, and for safety, never touch or approach a fallen power line. For more information, go to sce.com.
Illnesses linked to an E. coli outbreak are on the rise. The Centers for Disease Control says that new statistics show that nearly 30 states now have reported illnesses linked to a fatal E. coli outbreak due to eating romaine lettuce. There have been 149 illnesses in 29 states, with 1 fatality in California. The Golden State is also one of several states that have seen a high concentration of these cases. While the CDC has not issued a formal recall, it has urged consumers to avoid all types of romaine lettuce. CDC urges that if you have romaine lettuce at home and are not sure about where it's grown, throw it away immediately, and also sanitize any shelves or drawers where romaine lettuce was recently stored. "22 Torrance students receive money for their future education." One of the goals of the Torrance Education Foundation every year is to provide scholarships for students in the Torrance Unified School District who are moving on to higher education. All of the students across the district can apply for the scholarships. A few of them this year were the Torrance Education Foundation STEM scholarships, Continental Development scholarships, and the D. Hardison Scholarship. In May 2017, the foundation had awarded a total of $70,000 in scholarships to support 29 students beginning their college career.
Well, the scholarship reception this evening is an annual affair. We make scholarships for students graduating from Torrance high schools every year. Some of them are sponsored by corporate donors, and others are made possible by legacy gifts that we've received from community members. And we present scholarships to upwards of 20 students almost every year.
The Torrance Education Foundation has many programs supporting students and teachers. It promotes academic excellence while also recognizing our educators. For more information, head to torranceeducationfoundation.org.
All Torrance public high schools made the list of some of the best in the country. The 2018 Best High School Rankings by U.S. News & World Report was released recently and evaluated over 20,500 public high schools. 4 Torrance high schools made the national list, including Torrance, West, North, and South high schools. Statewide, South High ranked 160th, West 202nd, Torrance High ranked 343rd, and North ranked 349th. The U.S. News identified schools that best serve all students and assessed how ready they are for college. All of the Torrance schools recognized earned silver medals. Schools are honored with gold, silver, and bronze medals, with gold indicating the greatest level of college readiness. For the list, go to usnews.com.
Still ahead, upcoming events you won't want to miss.
Plus, we have the latest happening in the sports world. We'll be back in just a minute.
Palm trees, coastline, craft brews. Yep, this is Southern California. But this is Torrance. Have you ever driven to a whole other city just for a bowl of ramen? Because if you haven't, that's about to change. Have you ever been to a beach that feels so much like your own private beach that you're like, where has this been all my life? Welcome, my friends, to Torrance Beach. So private, you hadn't even heard of it. Have you ever been to a mall that had literally 2.7 million square feet of shopping? Run, don't walk to Del Amo Fashion Center. And get this, Torrance is the actual epicenter of the South Bay's craft brew industry. I guess you could say the brews are just craftier here. We also have a farmer's market that's just as much about the people as it is about the food. And even our museum scene is the best of the South Bay. All this just 15 minutes from LAX. You'll come for the city, stay for the experience, and leave as a friend. So, are you in?
Welcome back, everybody. Here's some upcoming events. On Saturday, May 19th, you can stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in Torrance for a free used motor oil filter exchange. If you bring a used oil filter, you can get a new one. It will take place from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then on Sunday, May 20th, you can stop by the Weaving and Fiber Festival from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Toyota Meeting Hall. For more information, you can go to schg.org/festival. The nonprofit group will offer lunch and have silent auctions. Plus, the South Bay Entrepreneurial Center is hosting a luncheon on May 23rd from 11:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can network with local business owners and SBEC members. Now, let's find out what's happening in the Torrance sports world.
What's going on, AJ?
Hey guys, here's what you'll see on this week's edition of the Sports Desk. The CIF playoffs are so close you can taste them. And league titles were crowned in the pool, and that's for high school swimming, and on the courts in boys tennis. Plus, it's yet another hit parade for South and Torrance and high school softball. And you'll listen to part of a speech that is guaranteed to move you. You won't want to miss that. We'll have all these stories and so much more. Remember to watch the Sports Desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on Torrance City Cable. Jin and Ben, back to you.
Thanks so much, AJ. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.